has its ups and downs. Turn your pretty face into an ugly frown. Seems that when I fix one thing,
Hello, welcome to The Awakening. I'm your host, Angela Brown. Today's topic for discussion is Behind Bars, From Hell to Heaven. I have a young man sitting here with me today who has spent some time behind bars, and I'm going to dedicate this show to everyone who's been treated unruly, untruthful, and very, very mean behind bars. Today is December the 10th. 2 weeks from today is Christmas. Since I cannot give any of you Christmas presents, I'm going to give you my Christmas show, because you never know the words that you're going to hear out of his mouth and the things that happen to him might change your life or your children's lives. I don't want to put any stimulation on children watching this if you don't want them to. But if you have a child over maybe 7, 8, or even 9, if you feel that's too young, don't let him or her watch it. But if you will, children, children today are making up most of the population, and this, sky-high crime, murder, and rape, even rape today. So what I want you to do is, if you feel that you have a child who may be a little troubled, then this would be the show for him or her to watch, because there's no rule, no way any young child should end up behind bars. My guest today is Conley. I want to welcome you to The Awakening.
Hi.
My hands are cold and yours are warm. I am so glad you could be here with me today. I guess what I want to start with, if it's okay with you, I've worked behind bars with the children and women and men, and it's not a nice place. And I don't want to say too much because I've been doing it and I'm still doing it. But I want you to give me your truthful, honest opinion. First, let's begin with your childhood. How was your childhood?
It was smooth at first. I even remember when I started crawling.
You're kidding.
Yeah, it hurt. My knees were hurting.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it was smooth at first, but I do remember how it could be kind of rough at times. Then it got pretty bad for me.
How did it get rough? What happened first?
Just certain people in the neighborhood,
Singled out? Were you singled out, you think?
Pretty much,
Okay.
like the black sheep.
Okay.
And it was a hard road.
It was a hard road?
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, how did you walk it?
Very slowly. Very slowly. It was yeah, it was there. It was.
Were you ever sexually abused as a child?
Oh yeah.
You were?
Yeah.
You don't have to say by whom if you don't want to.
No, I pretty much put it behind me and forgiving people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and but I had to first forgive myself of things that I've done and able to forgive anybody else, because I had to learn how to do that.
You also have to learn how to like, respect, and love yourself too.
Yeah, and I did. Yeah, but there were times that I didn't like myself.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and especially when I was a teenager. And
let's go back from how was school?
School?
Mm-hmm.
It was very strange for me.
Why?
I just something was like there was like a blockage or a wall that kept going up, and I would just stare into nothing. And it was hard for me to learn.
Were you understanding what they were trying to teach you?
I started to understand, yeah, and started eating good foods, and started waking up a little bit. Most of the time, my head would be on the desk, during the day.
So you went to school. Maybe that's why you weren't grabbing it at first, because you were tired.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to interrupt you, but sometimes when we're tired, that's a way of shutting off pain.
Yeah.
We block it out. We really do. So did you finish school?
Yeah, I finished in prison.
In prison,
yeah.
okay.
But I had to go to prison and able to get a graduate.
That's a hell of a hard way to go.
Yeah. But,
How was your mom and dad? I know you had a mother and a father. We all do.
oh, they pretty much, they separated when I was about 6 years old.
Oh, gosh.
And
Did you think it was your fault when they did it?
no,
You didn't blame yourself?
I didn't know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just sitting there, and he was walking out with suitcases.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Mom had her story, Dad had his.
Mm-hmm.
I just left it alone.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you know what, Dad, you and Mom are both silly. I said, things happen in relationships.
Yeah, but you were so little to understand that at 6 years old.
Yeah, but yeah, I grew up not knowing why he left. I really didn't even know who he was.
Did you ever think you blamed yourself for his leaving?
No.
No?
I never knew what was going on at that age. But as I got older, I was, yeah, you know, I did. When I was around 11 or 12.
You blamed your father?
No, I blamed myself. And me and my brothers, we kind of like, you know, was asking each other, why did he leave? Yeah, then we would be questioning Mom, and she was like, oh, well, we just had our little disagreements. We just couldn't make it together. But we're all three going to make it together. Us four, actually.
Right.
And then Jesse came along. And,
I can remember my childhood, Conley, because my mother used to drink. And she was a real stay-at-home person. That was her job, you know. Back in the 50s, 60s, that was her job, what she had to do. But when she drank, she was the meanest person on 2 feet. And I was the chosen kid that she chose to beat up because she knew I could take it, you know. But it really, I wasn't getting tired of taking it, so. Did your mom beat you or your dad beat you?
No.
No?
I only remember one time my father beat my butt. He kept telling me to go back to bed, and I kept staring down the steps looking at him. I was amused. I was like, wow, who is this guy, you know?
Oh.
I didn't even know who he was.
You didn't know who your father was?
No, here I am like 4 or 5 years old. I don't even know who he is.
Oh.
And I kept staring down the steps. And he'd look up and see me peeking around the corner. I told you, that's it. You know, he came up and gave me a little butt whipping.
Right.
And,
But what, did he live at home with your mother in the beginning? Where the two of them shared the house?
Yeah.
And you never got to know your father?
Well, no, I didn't. I just knew he was there. And he would say that me and my brothers, you know, used to jump all over him, and I remember that one time.
You wrestle with him?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was, you know, but that right there was blocked out of my mind.
Because he didn't do it with you?
No, we all did.
Okay.
But yeah, I blocked it out of my mind when I went away. You know, when I was growing up and got a lot of time behind bars, and I just everything, because the drugs, the drinking,
We're going to get there.
you know.
So
the
you didn't see your
violence.
father that much. Did you ever share dinner around a dinner table with your mother and father together?
I don't even remember.
You don't remember that? You have a large blockage that you put away.
Yeah.
I guess the early part of your childhood must have been really not very well.
No, it wasn't. It was all just violence, a lot of violence.
Violence, okay.
Yeah.
Your brothers beat, do you have any sisters?
I have one sister from my mother and one sister from my father from another marriage,
Okay.
and a stepsister, and 3 brothers.
And 3 brothers? Do you get to see these people?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel today about your father? Is he still alive?
I love my father. Gets on my nerves sometimes.
Is he still alive, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he, thanks to me, at least 8 times I saved his life in the past 5.5 years.
How did you save his life?
He has these allergy attacks, he's diabetic, and he would call me. I'd be doing a tattoo somewhere, and he'll call where I'm at. I can't talk, my tongue is swollen, you know. I need help. And I'm like, oh, God, no, not again. His tongue would swell up the size of a golf ball.
What's wrong with his tongue?
Well, he had taken some medication he wasn't supposed to take, and he wasn't taking the right medicine, so he had an allergic reaction.